So now today I will introduce some functionalities of UPBGE, which is like the alternative game engine of Blender. And there are two different ways to approach the interaction. One is this Logic Bricks editor, which is like based on the older Blender's game engine components. Here we have some sensors, some controllers, and actors, which means sensors could be a keyboard, and an actuator could be, let's say, I didn't use a very long time. Property, random scene. Well, okay, here the action, and yeah, this is like the action. It is a little bit complicated, and it is like not really a node system. So I will put it here something, yeah, like this motion, and you will just like connect these two. And if the key, let's say here give a key like V, is it pressed, then it should move in the Y direction. You give here a number, and if I go here and press P like play, then if I go to game mode, and if I press V, then it goes in this direction. This is like this very basic logic system, and like by putting them all together and combining them, you could create a game in itself. So this was like the older one, but the newer one, which is pretty interesting, is based on logic cubes, logic bricks, logic nodes. And to activate it, you have to go to preferences and activate the add-on. Activate the add-on. It's just like we have to. You have to see this one. So here, exactly. And here you have to activate. You go here and write here logic and logic nodes. You have to activate this, and then as soon as you have this, so okay, as soon as you have this, you can go and check here the logic node editor, and this is pretty much pretty similar to the used nodes we already using. We create a new node tree, and it's empty. There is no input or output because there are many kinds of outputs and many kinds of inputs. So it's not so like exactly like a geometry node that we go from one to other, but we have like a bunch of here nodes which do different stuff basically. And one of them is, let's say, to move objects, and we select for this like the object itself. And what I did was like yesterday, as I was trying, apply rotation here, this node, and it is like done means this is the end node of it. That it will happen here something. So if I change here the rotation, nothing is happening because it will only get its part in the if I activate the game, and if I also have to also give here the which object it is, I will have to say the cube, and when the condition, this is like similar to our switch node as we had before. When I have to say also when. So if I do like, let's say here let's say 3 grades, even if I press play, nothing happens. So okay, sorry. Yeah, exactly. And I have to also here apply this in order that it starts to work. So I have to also go to here to this dashboard and apply it in order that it starts to properly work, because then it gets also here a game property edit. So I make Control Z to go back. So if I apply, then you see in our game properties something is added, and this is the motor which drives it. But if I press play, still nothing happens because there is no condition fulfilled. And this condition can be very different things, like on these events. And one of them is that on on update, so like here on update, which means that every frame it does it. Every frame means um, if I press play P, then it runs in frames. Every second it runs like 60 frames or 30 frames, 40 frames. I don't know how much it's like now in setup, but every frame, every tick, it's called also like every tick, it happens something. It is like updated. And if I do this update P, then it starts to work. So in every update, it goes 3 grades in the Z direction to one direction. So to understand it better, I can set up the debug properties and frame rate and profile in order, and also like my mouse cursor. So and if I press play, so you can see here it's very small, even I can see, but here this frame rate is like 40 frames per second. It's playing, and here my resources are going to the GPU, and everything is working, and there's not like huge latency. Everything is fine, and it updates every second, 25 times, I think, and this happens. I can't manipulate this on in real time. I can just like check anything, unlike geometry nodes. Once it's done, and when it's started, then it runs all this machine what is going on here. Another thing is that you can do is you don't need to create for every unit and separate geometry tree. This is maybe a little bit confusing, but for everything in the same scene, we can use one node tree, one game tree. We can create separate ones, but we can also use just one. And I will show you another one. So like I can also here do this, apply rotation, and this time I will check the cube 1, and I can do here also an input, a keyboard input, and let's say key down, which means like one if this key is pressed, and let's say again also V. If I press the V key, this should rotate in the term. So, and I think if I need also to apply selected and P. So you see, like it's going away. I don't know why, because it shouldn't go away, but it should just like rotate. Again, I will just play. It goes. I don't know why. It should just rotate. But let's do this. This is also rotating, and the other one is also rotating in a very big circle, I think. Yeah, something is acting very strangely. Good. Okay. Why is this happening? Because maybe they are all bound to this one. I will just like take this. It should play anyway, because like if I apply selected, then I think everything is. This has another game engine or game logic which manipulates this one, and then they shouldn't both have this game property or this logic tree. Just one. Let's try this one. This happens also still the same. Okay, compile. Oh, maybe something went wrong. It seems strange, because I will just like apply rotation. Okay. Maybe I'm doing something very terribly wrong. take this also out, or let's try this. On update, it should also rotate. What happens? They are rotating both. If I use this, then something strange happens. Okay, maybe this is just a bug. There are a bunch of other things actually. I was pretty surprised that you can use a lot of these functionalities. You can use sounds. You can even have like connections to other node trees. Like you can get values from the geometry nodes. Like if I would have like here one geometry node setting, and let's say if I have here like the transformation, let's say again, these are here geometry transform, and let's say this is like here we have like some transformations here done for this one, and this is our cube 02. Let's go to back to game engine, and I can say here nodes, get from geometry nodes, get set the node input value of the geometry nodes. This is the node tree. I don't need to select an object. And from transform, okay, from the transform to this one, let's say it's this -10, let's say. Okay. So and let's put it also on updates. Okay, I will just like save, because it's like it can crash really. Okay, so I will press. So here I go and press. Nothing really happened, I think. No, it is in the same place. Or like let's put it. Do it another thing. Like let's use our nice switch. It's the most basic thing. Switch here. We don't, because like transform node has so many things and it couldn't see this. And let's play with this visibility of this node. We go back to our game tree, and we take the switch, and if I press key, then no, this won't work like this. Yeah, okay, maybe like if I press key, then it should be get 1, which is like true. Okay, let's try P. If I press this, no, it isn't compiled. I think compile all. Somehow it misses. Now they behave like this way. Let's try again. No. Yeah. Okay. Couldn't manage it. Yeah. Okay. Let's like leave this. Maybe this was like too much to get it. What I can show you is there is also like a prefab for like a 4 key movement. Move object, local, yeah, P, not. It gets a little bit disturbed, so I will make a completely new one and go to again logic out editor, and here add just like a 4 key movement here. and apply. You see, like if I press apply, this is applied, and compile, which means like this is converted to Python code. This is the sign of Python. And if I press, then I can move the object with via SD keys to left and right. Exactly. And yeah, I need to just solve it a little bit more, and then I can maybe just show you more functionalities of it.